friends. Hey friends. Hey friends. Hey friends. Hey friends.
Hey friends, how's it going? How's it going? Ilk, listen in the house. We got that pie bogue. What up? What up? What up? What up? Good evening, Racha. Source, how's it going? Good to see everyone this fine, beautiful afternoon. Yes, as we know, Listen wants to know what are the tasting notes on this puppy right here. The Ethiopian Peaberry, $8.99, pound of 12 ounce, not a pound, of coffee from Trader Joe's. It's from the Hambella Estates in Ethiopia. Small lot coffee. Trader Joe's secret. Most of their coffee is very bulk, kind of. Not the best. Very dark. Lots of dark roasts. This is a medium roast, which is actually a lot darker than I'd prefer, but I have it. And every once in a while, they come out with this fancy bag. You don't see it. It's there and then it's gone because it's Trader Joe's. It comes and then it goes. And it looks in a fancy bag, like a tropical bag. And there are different areas of organic beans that they do. They're always usually medium, which is okay. And we'll try them out because they're $8.99. It's pretty good because a pound of coffee in Seattle, even 12 ounces, can be like 16, 18 bucks. It's expensive. Anyways, the tasting notes for this are cherry, blueberry, and chocolate. Those are the notes of. So, but I will say, made it with the AeroPress, so. All right, so I just had some mango, so I definitely taste mango in my mouth. So I don't know if that's a bad tasting note. Tasting notes. All right, so tasting notes for me. You can definitely tell it's a Arabica bean in general. It has a definitely medium to heavier body to it. It has a leather taste to it, a leathery chocolate note. I'm not sensing the cherry or blueberry in it per se, but let's try this again. Maybe an apricot, a little apricot in there. It's all right. It's like a good mellow, I call it a mellow leather, earthy, chocolatey tone to it.
Some people dream of success while you're gonna wake up and work hard at it. Nothing is impossible.
Hey Dan, how's it going, buddy? Thank you for the subscription. A little Twitch Prime action. You only got one of those a month, and I could not be happier that you gave it to me, so I do appreciate that. If you don't know what Twitch Prime is, if you have Amazon Prime, you sign up for Twitch Prime, you get to subscribe to a channel, and you get sweet emotes, because who doesn't want sweet emotes? And I just redid them. Brand new coffee mugs with a little JM logo in there, new mooch going on, and of course we got our favorite Redshank Duke monkeys in there. I'm working on a little James, a little mini James as well, and then we can do that.
While you're gonna wake up and work hard at it. Nothing is impossible.
Alicio, how's it going, buddy? Good to see you. Thank you for the resub. 7 months strong. 7 months strong. I appreciate that. And as if you're new to the stream, we donate a portion of all the donations that come in here to both the Redshank Duke Langer Foundation, which is out of Vietnam and Laos, to help the Redshank Duke monkeys of the world. There's only 1,300 of them left. And then this month, for Pride Month, we're also donating a portion of them to the Trevor Project. So very cool. How we do the mini James? Well, I have an 8-bit James already. So I've been thinking about doing the 8-bit James in the form. But the dimensions are a little bit off. And my first trial here was to take the new coffee mug, 8-bit mug, and the Mooch the Capuchin. Right there. She's literally right there. It's an Inception. So I use a different brand. Copper says Rare Blossom Ethiopian is a similar blend. I guess I don't know if there's a Trader Joe's in the UK, but yeah, IoT, how's it going? It's a little bit warm out today. I turned on my fan, but maybe I'm gonna turn off. There's a big fly right there. It's like in between. You know, like when you have windows and they're in between. Get out of here, fly. Psh, psh. Anyways, yeah, welcome back. Welcome back. It's a Friday. Last Tuesday, John Galloway was on. We did some ASP.NET goodness. And you know, Fridays are my mobile stream, checking out the product, updating the nougats, doing the things, working on the Hanselman.Forms as always. And we're coming quite along on it, to be honest with you. Probably open some tabs here. Well, I will say that you left, Kim. Welcome, Kim. Welcome back. Welcome back. I'm back.
Hey, friends.
I will say this. As soon as you left, it got really cold, and now it's just coming back. So, like yesterday, I rode home the last 2 days. Actually, Wednesday, it rained on me a little bit. That was not fun at all. So, I'm going to, where am I going? James, Hanselman.Forms. Let's pop over here. Boop. Boop. Yeah, so as always, we're working on this thing, this Hanselman.Forms shenanigans, and this is the old branch. Let's go into the new branch. And today, what did we do last time? I think I did a pull request to add in back-end blog functionality. Ooh, and we also open PR. All right. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at this branch. That one. That's the one I have. Okay. Perfect. So yes. So last time we added the ability to parse a blog entry, parse an RSS podcast feed, parse the podcast feeds, create and optimize gets for the backend, and added a real podcast episode pulling from functions. We did it. Or so it says. Let's see here. I think what we wanted to do, yeah. Okay, cool. So if I look at my podcast details, see, I get my podcast episodes. Amy Buso, how's it going? Look at all the friends in the chat. I like that. So we have our get podcast episodes async. I like that. I love this artificial delay right here. That's cool. I want to do that. That's good. And then I want to just make sure this thing works. Let's see. Oh, it's booting. That's good. Oh, I think did we do the we did do the navigation. So there's a podcast ID, get podcast episodes. And when we go into our data service backend, perfect. Yeah, we really streamline this entire like backend code. Like get podcast episodes. We can even do.
While you're gonna wake up and work hard at it. Nothing is impossible.
Bolto coming in with the Twitch Prime. Welcome to the crew. I appreciate that.
Nothing is impossible.
Appreciate the subscription. Coming in. It's a beautiful way to spend a June. Coming up on my birthday. You can give me all the subs for my birthday. It's coming up. Close. Not yet. I'll be streaming on my birthday. But you'll have to guess what day it is. It's probably really easy to find it on the internet. That's also scary. So right now we have it's not July 4th. It is not July 4th. So this is how we get our podcast episodes. Here we have an API in our backend, get episode detail, or get podcast episodes, give it the podcast key, have an ID, and then we also give it unique identifier, because what we have is this beautiful get that uses monkey cache, and this goes out, downloads the JSON, gets everything as long as I have internet, good to go. Nope, not July 11th or July 12th. Nope. It's in June. It's in June, so it's literally actually really coming up really fast. Oh, I have internet turned off, so that's good. I must have been. I'll go by a whole week. I really need to stream more, I think, is what I'm really feeling here. Okay, so log. That should return our cache if we have it. We do. Oh, we don't. That's of interest. Podcasts. Podcasts. Boop. That's good. Oh, we also want to fix up this at some point. That's a really crazy Thursday, May 16th thing. I don't know why that's like that. That's pretty cool. And this even comes up. Wow. Wow, we're making an app. This actually looks pretty good. I'm pretty impressed with us. I don't know why that's red, because it's design time data. I'm pretty impressed with us. Look at us go. Look at us do this thing. Wow. Oh. The other thing we wanted to do is we were going to integrate in. We have the podcast episodes now. The problem that we have is that there's so many of them. Look at all these podcasts. Like, so many. There's way too many of them. And And like, I wonder if we should do some paging in it. You know what I mean? Let's do that. So let's see this. Okay, IoT says, are you using the new Apple cheese grater? Seems to be pretty responsive. No Apple cheese grater. No cheese grater for me. I would like a cheese grater. Are they out yet? Can I get a cheese grater? Apple.com/Mac. Ooh, notify me. I want one. Look at that. Oh, look at that. You can. Who doesn't want to be able to turn the handle, and then all of a sudden, boom! It's a great. I'm in. Phew. Look at this. Look at this website. Oh, man, it's so good. Wow. I love this. It's a great looking website. All right, so we have our podcast, but we want to do something here. So I had this blog post. The Verge says they don't grate cheese very well, huh? I also heard that it doesn't do that well. Okay, so let's see here. I have this little code. I thought someone made this way better, which was like how to load images. Okay, so all right, load data. So if I go and I get my Hanselman.Forms stuff, let's look at my view models, because we don't want necessarily to have all of them. Podcast details. Yeah. So here, for instance, let's say that we do this. We do another public list of podcast episode. Okay. I'll say all episodes. Okay. You're going for the 5K monitor? Yeah, you know I'm going for the 5K monitor? No. Not going for that. Okay, so what we're gonna do, then we're gonna do all episodes. This is my, like, I've cheated. That's how I cheated in the Xamarin Evolve conference app. But let's see. So what you do here is you just say, if I do, if episodes dot count. Oh, so you want to do this. You want to do all episodes dot add. They're just gonna add them all in there. Okay. You can't add range, and then we'll say if. Oh, I can do this. So I'll create a public, another async ask. I'll say load more episodes. Boop. And here I'll just call, this can just be a void actually. Perfect. Load more episodes. And then here what I'll do is I'll say if we want to hold on. Is don't you want to call replace range instead so you don't call it twice? No. Well, so I guess what we want to do here is all episodes, just in case for some reason. And then episodes dot clear. This is like loading all the episodes first. So make sure we clear everything. We'll add range. This is just a list. I don't even need an observable one for this one. And then here what we'll do is we'll say if episodes dot count is less than all episodes dot count is, then we can return. So if these are the episodes that I want to display, and these are all my episodes, so the idea is instead of loading like 100, let's like chunk it, right? So I'll do const int chunk equals 25. Wait, 50. There we go. And then what we'll do is we can say var total left equals all episodes dot count minus episodes dot count. Cool. Okay, so what we can do here, actually, instead of doing this math up here, we could just push this up here, and then we say if total left is, for some reason it's a negative, which seems like that would be highly unlikely, but just in case. Then we can say if total left is less than chunk, then total, if it's greater than chunk, we'll do int to get equals total left is greater than chunk, then chunk else total left. Boop. Then what we can do here is we can do var naturally, and then we can just say episodes dot add range, and we'll say episodes dot, I want a collection. Can I split this thing? How do I split a list? Dot split list C#. Nope. Episodes dot all episodes. Oops. Dot. Take. No, that's not what I want. Dot. How do I get the area in between? Copy to, count, distinct element at. Select many. Get a subsection of a list. Get a subsection of a list. C#. Subsection. Subarray. That is what I was looking for. Does that exist? Oh. I guess I can make that an array. Is that easier? Get range. Now we're talking. Wait, how come I didn't see that? Did I just miss it completely? Yeah, I did. I was like, wait a second. Hold the phone. And then where we're actually going to start will be the episodes dot count, because you'd be at 0 or you'd be at 1, so you want to include that. And then this would be the total left. So, because it's count. Yeah. Cool. And now what we're going to do is in our podcast details page, let's go into our view here. Don't even need it. It's just there. Now let's look at my code. What did I do? I said if... Oh, and I can do this other thing too. This is great. So I have this other property here. Oh yeah, to get. Whoops. And then if I do this, and then I can also do if. I can do, oh yeah, I can just do this. And load more. If boop. There we go. Oh, this is gonna be great. No, this will be good. All right, so then I can say if episodes.count equals all episodes. This can load more. Equals episodes.count equals all episodes.count. Boop. Boop. And then here, this will say can load more equals true. Perfect. So this is what we did. We said, hey, list view, item appearing. Let's see where that goes. Item appearing. Item appearing. And my IntelliSense is not working. Aww. Come on, IntelliSense. Where are you, Pierce? Where's my IntelliSense? That's interesting. Let's try that again. Where's my IntelliSense? Alright, things are happening. Restoring. That's strange. That is strange. If it's here. Do have an extension installed, but live analysis. Odd. Can't do anything if it's not gonna show me stuff. I forget how to work. Let me see something. Let me see something really quick. Hold on. Hold the phone. Let me try this. Alright, let me see. I also have some weird thing installed right now, so I was trying out a different extension, so I'm wondering if there's some conflict. Scarlett says, why don't you just skip and then take? Could do that. I think it's Control-Shift-DR. Oh, that might be it. I'm wondering if maybe I open things in like non-preview and then preview. Maybe like it broke. That's probably good. Okay, Control-Shift-DR. That's not going to shut down my entire machine, Dragon, is it? Because just saying, that wouldn't be nice. Control-Shift-DR. That's good to know if that's the case. I wonder if Pierce knows. Yeah, I'm gonna try. If it doesn't work, we're gonna try it live. Let's see. Yeah, Scarlett, do you think that that's better than the other one? I think it's the same NVS. Let's see. There's also an update to the preview, I think, down over here, so that's good. All right, let's see. I was on this directories page. Oh, that's interesting. I am on the current preview. Control-Shift-DR. Because Control-Shift-DR is not a command. Oh, maybe that's it. That could be it. Dun dun dun. Oh, that's. I guess there's not an update. Is it broken? Pierce. 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 Alright, let me see something here. Dun dun dun. If so, that's good to know. And I did just update. I must have updated it between last broadcast and this one. So why is that here? That's interesting. Let's try it then. That'd be good if that's the case. I also need to check something really quick too. Let's see. Thanks N+. That could definitely be it if that's the case then. I don't know why that opened. That's what, the preview life. You're just going to town, using previews. That's what happens. Make sure that this thing isn't. Oh, it is. Okay. Please hold. Okay. All right. So if that's the case, let me close this and reopen this really quick. When in doubt, just shut down, up, down, all around. I was trying to be nice and use previews everywhere, but no. All right, let's see. Well, what we want to do at least is make it so it doesn't load 5 billion of these things. And slow down the UI. Because most likely people just care about the new ones. It'd be cool if I could get a double tap and then it goes back to the top or something. Let's see. We'll see if N+5 is of interest if that's the case. All right, let us see then once this loads. All right. So now I see that there's things happening. It's interesting. All right, this probably hasn't loaded. All right, so let's see. Oh, there it is. All right, that's good to know. Dan, that sounds like a great feature request for xamarin.Forms. Which one? The items appearing. So item appearing. Let's create that new handler there. And what I did, I'm all about feature requests. Put in all the feature requests all the time. So let's see here. If I did this on appearing, boop, then I should be able to do something like, where's my view model? VM dot, if it is busy, or dot episodes equals 0, else items dot double tap. Oh yeah, the double tap. You should be able to do that. I wouldn't see why not. Yeah. Episodes dot vm.episodes.count -1. Do we have an ID? That's interesting. Oh yeah, I just do strings on it. It'd be nice if there was like an e dot, like, oh, item index. That's new. Hello. Hello. That is fantastical. They must have added that item index. Like that. So if it just equals this minus that, that should work. And then I can do vm dot. Oh, I should probably go into my view model. Make that up. Shh, public void. There we go. Let us try this out. Let me double check something really quick. Make sure I don't have any keys or anything like that. Okay, cool. Let's see if this works. You could also do something where the overlay icon on the bottom when you tap would scroll to the top. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, if I looked at that UI, there's probably a lot of room for improvement here of like sticking something to the top, like an overlay. That'd be nice. Hey Doug the Coder, how's it going? Audio show about herding cattle podcast. There isn't there a, doesn't John Galloway have a podcast called like Herding Code, I think, or something like that? You know, it'd be nice. I could do it, which is like, as you scroll up, this should become like a view prodcast. This is another prodcast production. A Prodesk production. As a, yeah, I'm lost. So yeah, so like ideally there would be some sort of you know, like thing that stickies on the top, then you can make it a tap event and then scroll to the top. That'd be kind of cool. This should work. So as long as if the VM's busy or there's no episodes, don't do anything else. We check if we hit the bottom and we load more episodes. So, hey James. Let's give James a penny emote. Where's my penny at? Penny. We're not subscribed to Penny anymore. Why isn't that not on? Oh, guys. There we go. I was like, I don't know why I'm not subscribed to. Let's take a look. Twitch.tv/. I should probably look up. I'm pretty sure she's streaming right now. Let's see. Yep, right there. Penny Pickles the dog. There we go. Resubscribe. Oh, that's because Jesse gifted me a subscription. What's she doing? Sleeping. Subscribe. PayPal. That was easy enough. Oh, there work. Oh, there we go. Boom. Like how we just resubscribe to another Twitch feed while on. Oh. If you want to go follow this dog, my buddy Jesse's dog, you can go follow her. Pretty great. Probably more entertaining than me. Also, she has this cool bits machine. And amazing. Anyways, that's Penny. Oh, what a cutie. All right, so did this load? Oh, it launched. Okay, there we go. We were just waiting for stuff to launch, so. So let's see how this works. Oh, we're still offline, so that's of interest, I guess. Should really plug in a device. Is this emulator's not up to par? Gotta find a cable. Like, I have this whole bag of cables, and I can never find a stinking USB-C cable. It's like you have a billion cables. Oh, there's one. And it's like, where is the USB-C cable? Got it. Look at that little cable. Everybody has a bag of cables, correct? They're just sitting around. All right, let's see if my magical logic worked. I actually don't know. So let's see. Podcast. It's mostly for Hanselman because he has like 600 episodes. So an ideal scenario here, like... Let's see. I don't know why it's taking so long to buffer. There we go. Okay, so if this worked... Yep. That did not work. Okay, so if episode count... What's episode index? 43. Okay, so let's get here. Did this not trigger? That's really hard. Oh, okay, so this did work. Good. That's good. Right. Oh, there we go. Okay, I can talk. That's good. Let us see if my music gonna work. Sound. There we go. Anyway, so that's what happens when your computer crashes. So that's fun. I don't know. What did I miss? What did I miss while I was gone? And you missed a breakpoint because that totally happened. I need to build a new computer so bad that doesn't crash every once in a while. And I don't know why. Ah. Thanks for sticking with me. We didn't have a raid or anything, did we? Because I swear last time someone raided me, everything crashed. How come this can load more is false? Don't buy a Dell. Don't build a computer yourself. That's the issue. Okay, so I come in here. How come this is false? Because I set it true here. Self-built computers are the best. It's true, they are the best. Well, let's figure out why this thing is let's just change that so it works. Total left 550. Yeah, Jesse actually gave me a new computer. I need to build it up. I'm waiting for the new NVIDIA chips to come out. So all right, so to get should be 50 because that's bigger than the chunk. This should do it. Can load more should be false. I see what I did here. That's what I did. Okay. So as long as it doesn't equal, then you can load more. So that makes sense. This makes sense. Yeah, I never really had a problem with this machine. And then I don't know if it was, it only happens when I live stream. So I think it's something with, it's a different graphics card because I swapped out different graphics cards before too. So I'm not sure like what it is, to be honest with you. It's some puzzling thing. So relatively puzzled. Let's see here though. But it's fun because I hear the music stop, and when the music stops, then I look and I'm like, something terrible has happened. And that's how I know. Okay, so this is not great. What did I do wrong? All right, so I should debug this. We're so close. I think that most likely what's happening, let me just stop this. I know what's happening. This should work. If it's busy or the count equals 0, don't do anything. I'll say, oh, this should work. Because this shouldn't do anything unless there's something in there. Once I got back from holidays, Kim says he ran a few OS updates and it went horribly wrong. Oh no, I am on the latest 1908, but this happened previously. We've had the stream go down before. It's my computer, but it's impossible to diagnose, so I blame it on myself. But once I get a new computer set up, it's good. Usually what I'll do is before I start the stream, I'll reboot my computer, and I didn't do it this time. But I'm also not sure if that's what it was. Where did this... Oh, this came in from locals. Okay. Oh, that's not going to work. All right, so this should be okay. Let's just try it again. This may not be an issue, but sometimes my computer crashes when multiple things are trying to use my headset, like Discord. Ah, that could be. I have like 2 cameras. I have a billion Wi-Fi things connected to it. And that could be an issue. That's of interest. And I have like 4 different mic inputs. It's all very complicated. But I think I just need to build a new computer. Let's see, Hansel minutes. Still offline, so that's good. Okay, so this came in because where's my call stack? Because this got called. Good. And then here, episodes left. Boom, 6 hundo. To get 50. Episodes 50. Now, how come it's still... Okay. Scroll. This gets called again. We go into it. Cool, cool. Can load more? True. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so now it should work. Then we scroll to the bottom. You can see the images, it hates it. This gets called again. Boom. Keeps loading them up. Cool, perfect. All right. Load on demand. Okay, the other thing we're gonna do, it's totally gonna happen, is I wanted to do, the question is, does he have only has iOS and Android support, huh? I wonder what happens on UWP. This would be a view. You know what my new favorite thing on NuGet is to do this. I realized, I saw this the other day, is you can do, I don't know how I missed it, but they also give you the ability to like just find the package reference. I'm like, oh, that's cool. There we go. When you first load the app, it loads all 600 episodes, then just displays them as you scroll. Yes. So in this case, Dragon, my app, like how my backend works is I don't page on the backend. I just get all the data. So, so I already have all of them. But if your application needed to load more, what you would do is you would simply say, in this here, instead of load more episodes, you would have something that's like execute load more episodes, and then it would query the next chunk basically as you scroll the bottom. I use this all the time, so really like this method is up to you what you want to do. I already have all the episodes, so it's not a big deal. But if you needed to get them on demand, you know, you would just call into it. But what I don't want to do is I don't want to like basically load all 600 episodes into the UI stack for no reason. Like just as I scroll, there's not like a huge advantage to that. But so we're gonna do a few things here. We want to install GlideX into our Android app. Boop. Perfect. And then that's going to give us super fast image loading on Android. And then we need to come in and we need to do, let's forget how to do it. Jonathan Peppers. Peppers. Oh, there's us. Glide.Forms before load. Boop. Perfect. All right, so then we also want to do a pancake view. We'll load that into all of our stuff. Then what else do we have to update? I was just curious as to if that could be a reason for the longer initial load time. That is probably the reason for the initial long load time. If I really wanted to optimize the back end, I could definitely, well, the thing is the thing with the RSS is that if I controlled the database, then I would totally be able to, what the heck? Oh, he fixed it. I'm gonna change this. Please hold. Doesn't need this anymore. Let's do a pull request. When in doubt, do a pull request. So where's this at? Update, remove this from init. It no longer exists. Boop. Yeah, well, the funny part is, yeah, I think that, I don't know. I don't know why it takes a while to load, but I need to do more investigation there. So we got our pancake view. So let's go in here and say pancake. Cool. So pancake view is cool because we should be able to get full example. Yummy. Bounds there. These things. Okay, cool. So kind of curious if instead of putting podcast details page, oh, this is the header of it. Interesting. Okay, so and then I probably need to rebuild it, huh? I'm curious if, yeah, what border color, thickness, corner radius. I don't think he implemented it on UWP at all. Be good enhancement, I guess. But kind of keep forcing this app to be UWP-ified for no reason. Kind of drop the ball a little bit on it. So this is the header. Yeah, so it's a list view header, so that's why it scrolls. And then as you scroll, you could say, like, is the header gone? If the header's gone, then it could sticky something at the top. Like sticky header. All right, what? You just mad at me. Well, there's a lot of new things in 4.0 that I'm using that not necessarily like taking advantage of. Does that make sense? Oh, I did move this. Good, I'm shocked that that works. Yeah, it's like I'm taking advantage of a bunch of newer APIs. So like the shell and election view and like a bunch of other things, and it makes it harder to test stuff for now. But did you report the bug, Dan? If there's a bad bug? I'm always on the latest version all the time. And by always on the latest version, am I actually on the latest version? Let's see. Let us see. Close. Updates there too. Did you tell David and team? But I like to always ask. Gotta tell everyone. Or is it, I don't know. Depends what is it something in for, or is it a feature in Forms that's not implemented yet? Or like not compatible? Like a Prism incompatibility? Always be updating every week. New update. So it'd be cool, yes, if we scroll it up and then it becomes visible. We could fade it in. Ooh, that'd be cool. Is visible and then fade in, fade out. And then we could put like the subscribe button up there. Ooh, I like where I'm going with this already. Put the title of the show and then a subscribe button. If they tap on the top of this thing, it'll go to the top. Let's try to implement that. Let's try to implement like a scrolly thing. That'd be fun. I'm gonna plug in my phone. To a whole different computer. Oh, also, I'll say I've been coding on the go on my Surface Go with Visual Studio, full Visual Studio. Not bad. Not bad. I'm pretty it was 2019. So, I'm pretty surprised. Pretty hype train on that. I recommend it if you want something cheap. There's something null on Android. Oh, okay. You have to DM me. I got DM me. Yeah. It's taken a while to update these references. Alright, there we go. Ooh. Icon is... Oh, nice. Icon image. So I was like, oh, I bet there's like new things that I need to update in my error list. Those warnings. Okay. Let's try this again. Let's do a rebuild here. Oh, this is on some random page. Some random page. And then if I'll just do it on the real device. Cool, I'll take a look. Don't I have Visor installed? Wow. I guess I'm on. It's created a new account, but let's do it. Download. Windows. Download link at. Oh, there it is. Whatever that does is like blocked on this browser. That's crazy. Wonder if it's a Chrome bug. It'd tell Kush. Nope, that works. Or did it work? Did it actually? Did I just download like 100 copies of this? Nope, I did not. Just download 100 copies of this? Okay. Whoa. This. So I haven't installed Visor from scratch for a while. It's a cool loading screen. Let me just turn off my screen real quick just to be sure. keys don't get all. Go paste. All right. All right, so let's check this out. Not loading. Charging. Oh. There we go. I actually had that cable and the cable didn't work for some reason. That's odd. I actually have another one that's always plugged in. Unauthorized. Always. Okay. Got it. All right, we can actually start working. This is what happens when you set up a new machine. All right, cool. So what would we want to do? We'd want to go into this grid. It would sit actually on top, surprisingly, of this list view. So we could do a grid dot. I guess we just do a stack layout inside of it. Here. Because you'd really do something like a you would do another like so, and you would say like spacing probably 0. Then you would do like a it's almost whatever this let's grab the subscribe button. Padding of like guess on iOS we need to do some spacing considerations here. Yeah, that works though. Would be like this would be like end. Cool. And we would have a background color of static resource. Yeah, dude, always be nesting those stack layouts. Could be a grid, but nah, whatever. Boom. So this would be like this entire stack here would be is visible false true. Okay. And then we would also have like then de-opacity, right? And then that'd be cool. And then the other thing I wanted to do too is inside this thing here, and I could do like, what are the end color? And then this would be the can I do a like I can do a static resource. Wow, that's cool. And then here I could do like default. Okay. And then we could do background gradient and of white. That's what this color is. And here. goes down. How much space I put in my... Yep. I don't think it's gonna actually pop up. I bet if I do d:\background color, I don't know if that works. Maybe. Let's see. Curious what actually happens in the future here. All right, so then I could do another label. Let's do my label here. Loop. Get rid of this stuff. Boop. And this will be orientation horizontal. Okay, what else happens here? So, okay, why is it like? Oh yeah, this could be. Oh yeah. Horizontal, and then this should be already filling and expanding, and boop, and this would be like vertical options center. Boop. I'd be like. No, don't ever do it. What is the d: all about? N+ asks. The funny that it blocks that. So d:, these are design time. I'm glad that you asked. Design time data, xamarin.Forms. Boop. Nope, that's my blog post. That's good that that comes up. I need to update. Yeah, it's a new design time data that was added in Visual Studio 2019 and xamarin.Forms 3.5, 3.6, something like that. So it allows you to do design time attributes. So for instance, you may not have any data, like backend model that you've created, but you can have something represented here inside of the previewer. I'm also have this idea that I pitched to David and the other PMs, which was the ability to turn it on even at runtime, because maybe I just want to use dummy mock data and I don't want to define a bunch of code, but like, let me just define it in the XAML, for instance, and then go from there. Yeah, I use it all the time. I'm using it right now. So there's still some quirks with it, but the team is definitely always working on it, but I'm using it right now, right there. Right there. They completely redid it in 2019, so it's like really rewritten from the scratch, from the bottom up. We added some new features like design time attributes, and the difference is that you can see that not all the custom controls work and custom attributes and things like that. It's more of like a loose, here's kind of what your app is going to look like, so you don't see any images or things like that in it. Yeah, you just add this, there's like a chunk of code up here that you add, like it's in there that you can kind of see, and it just kind of works. But yeah, because I don't want to ever load real data, and the idea now is that the previewer does not load your real data anymore, so it doesn't call your code behind and try to load stuff and whatnot. So actually inside of here, I'm not sure why that doesn't. This is a visual element. That's interesting. So I'm actually inside this list view. Where's it at? I have a design data source here. So I'm defining the data right inside of here. Yeah, so if you did have design time data, you can turn it on. Like if you already had your own view models, you can turn it on via this thing here, by design time visible. in your code behind, and then it would run stuff for you, basically. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of things inside of here, but else I just like to put it in here. Yeah, we thought about putting it in a JSON file, but then you have to create yet another thing, you know, inside of it. And this is all just kind of thrown away anyways, so, but, yeah, that's cool. You can just hover over that. Now what we would want to do, so if I gave this a name, and I'll say main info stack layout info. So here, if I did a let's see, item. How would I do this?
Some people dream of success while you're gonna wake up and work hard at it. Nothing is impossible.
Adam, welcome to the crew, and thank you for your Twitch Prime subscription. You only get one of those every single month, and I'm so happy that you gave it to me, and also to some awesome charities that support via the subs. Now you get some sweet emotes. Welcome to the crew, brah. I guess here I would want... How would I get the... I really want the unfocused. I kind of want the... How would I do that? Detect when the scroll view changes. Because what you would want is... Oh, I can do this. Yes. Item. Item disappearing. Okay. So let's go into the code behind. I could say if e dot item index equals 0. So if that one is if it does not equal 0, then let's do this. And here I could do something like, if we're going to need to do on appearing and on disappearing. So here we do main dot so if the item is disappearing, then we want to pop this thing in. So what we're going to want to do is say visibility equals true. We're going to do a stack layout info dot animate. How do I do the thing where are all the animations? Scale, fade to 1. Yeah, over that. Okay. So then here, and then if item is appearing, thanks Kim. Thanks Kim. If, or I can say and or stack layout info dot is visible, then I can't go away. I can say if stack layout, if e dot item index equals it's appearing 1 0 and stack layout dot is visible, we'll do false 0. Let's see. Always be animating. This is our first animations into this. And I also gave Kim a challenge while he was in town last week to come onto the show and make some parts of this application way prettier. So I'm just saying, like, you can come still do it. Oh, I need this thing. You can do it, Kim. I think this logic is right? So if the item is 0 and it's visible, because this is going to occur immediately, but I don't want it to become visible or fade out because it's already going to be faded out. And this should get like a nice thing. And then the header would pop it up is the idea. Oh, I guess. Is item appearing? I'm not sure how this is going to look actually. I think you need to switch. Well, it's going to fade to and appear. So it's probably going to happen in the same thing. Oh, an item's disappearing. Yeah, we'll see how it works. Because it'll be over 250. But I think that what you really want is... Oh, you're right. I would need to. Oh, you're right. So I would need to do... this. The magic of not using a weight. Just continue with and then make it visible. Yeah, that. Or else it's gonna pop really quick. But this one we can make visible right away because we want it to show up. You've never seen this syntax? Oh, this is the old school way of doing it. No need to await. Just continue with. So before async await, this is how you did it. So if there was an asynchronous method, you would say continue with. And you can also say with a cancellation, you can give it a cancellation token. So if they scroll up and down, you can also do maybe like task scheduler dot. Yeah, from current synchronization context is probably what you want to do. Like that. And then that way it'll be on the same exact one ever. Yeah, so this is going to say, after this finishes, do this. And then this code would still run appropriately. So that's it. Yeah. Yeah, let's see. C# async continue with. It's definitely good. It's very, very nifty. Let's see what the C# corner episode says. Yeah. So this is how you used to do it. It's just a task, and then you can say continue with when it's done. And it's the same as this. But the difference is that the rest of your code underneath will continue to execute. This is probably a good one. I'll throw this in the chat for you. Damn. Yeah, it's fun. It's a good way to know how to do it. Podcast. I still think we have that pod bug. Ooh, that's weird. Ooh, fancy. Look at those gradients. Look at those gradients. Okay, so we'd really want it to be there. It's kind of jumpy. So yeah, you'd want it to be... It's close. I do like that gradient a lot. That's very nice. It looks a billion times better. That's bananas. I love it. So... Man, that's so weird. Yeah, so much better on a real device. Like, look at that thing fly. So, it's really when... It's when the scroll of the list view is past the height of this. And then that's when you really want to do it. So it's not even on disappearing here. Because that's there. And then now it's disappeared. So like that's the wrong call. I think what we want is, man, how do I get it? You almost want it to be like, no way to say like, binding context changed, child removed, focused height, measure invalidated, size changed. How would you do this? I feel as though I think I did something in that's what I would like to have. xamarin.Forms, there's descendant added, descendant removed. Focus, that is definitely what we want to do. There is not. The other thing that we could do was for a list view. Not this is a list view. Yeah. I actually like how it looks. You know what I think it needs to do though? Oh, I have an idea. Okay, so watch this. Bear with me. I have an idea, because I think that this actually is gonna totally work. I think if I just put it up top, that's weird. Boop. All right, now watch this. This is gonna blow your mind. So then I'm in the previewer here, right? Like I say, D colon translation Y. Boop. Just gonna kind of move stuff around. 75. Guess I could do this is probably better. Just so I can see where it comes up. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, primary color. That's funny that still works. Does that work here? Oh, it does. Okay, cool. It says you can flip the logic. Dragon says, flip the logic, and instead of having it based on the 0 index, use the bottom of the list. Yeah, I could do that. Oh, so you could do it when yeah, that's a good question. Do I specify the heights of all these? We could specify the height of them. You might have to do more calculations though, but I think this will work. I think you watch this. I think this is actually going to work okay, and I'll show you why. Yeah, I think this is going to work great. image go? It's just strange that my images aren't loading for some reason. Oh, that's odd. Huh. Oh. Please hold. Wrong Z order. Dun dun dun. There we go. It looks as though the Glide X thing has messed up something. I'm not sure why. Oh, why doesn't the blog work? That's bad. That's bad. Let's go into our portal. But I think here is what... I think the Z order is probably... I don't know why the images aren't loading. These are images that are internal. I'm not sure why those are... And here you can just see. It looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. Got a cool fade in, fade out. You could do something like, but then like as soon as that's visible, it's like it's gone. So that looks good. It's like a little overlay because like it doesn't matter that.
Some people dream of success while you're gonna wake up and work hard at it. Nothing is impossible.
Nothing is impossible. Thank you so much for the subscription and +5. Welcome to the crew. I know it's your first time here or you've been lurking, but I appreciate you hanging out with us on this amazing, amazing day. Yeah, the question is how come it crashed to begin with? How come I wasn't debugging? But also, why is Glide X? Let's go to our homepage here. Maybe there's some weird incompatibility with that homepage. Doesn't make any sense. About page. Okay, so
open up the champagne. It's my house. Come on, turn it up.
I got that Penny raid every time, every day. Thanks, Penny, for the raid. I appreciate that. Welcome all of Penny's followers. Did get a sweet sub. We sent people your way. Thanks for heading out to us. We're working on some beautiful mobile applications, although they do seem to be crashing, so that's good. Right now, we just implemented a nice little scroll up here that when you scroll, that thing fades in. It's pretty cool in general. And when you go down, it goes away. I like that. All right, cool. The other thing I wanted to see is why... How come maybe the Glide X thing needs to be updated? Is this mine? There we go. I wanted to see my stuff. Let's see, Glide X. Kills of peppers. What did you do? What did you do to get the gradient on the header? Great question. Okay, so this gradient right here is using an awesome package known as Pancake View from our good friend Steven Thweson. And that's what it looks like. It gives corners and shadows and borders and all that good stuff. It's pretty rad. Just in general, you can do angles, you can do all sorts of good stuff. That's how we got this little puppy. I just started using it in my own app, so you can't specify where the gradient starts or stops, like percentage-wise, but it's pretty cool. Yeah, very nice. You can use it for anything. You can. It's just a container. It's like a view, and you can wrap anything in it. So it's cool. All right. Get blog feed. How come this didn't? function. Copy. Run. Thing. Blog feed. It's get blog last update. Get blog feed. This should run all the time. Bug this and see what happened here. Triggers blog functions. Get blog. I broke this. All right, let's debug our backend here. Now, I'm a little weary of what... I'm going to have to talk to Peppers and see what he did. Because these images... Oh, this image... Is that image loading? That image is coming from... Image coming from the internet? Question. Podcast.art. Oh. Yeah, why isn't it showing? I have to have him look at that because it's odd. Let me see if it is that. Let's go into here. See what it does. I also wanted to, I'm debugging this function, that's right. One thing at a time, James. One thing at a time. I'm all over the place. Okay, let's see. This should work. Maybe I broke it and didn't test it. Get blog feed. Those though this do. That's the blog. Blog items. Face on. Okay, so let's do get blog feed, blog update. Ooh, it's odd. Input string was not correct format. Whoa. What is that? Okay. Guess let's just walk it. Walk it, tuck it, tuck it. Interesting. Alright, so do we get the feed? We get the feed. We parse the blog feed. We got the blog feed. We get the publish date. Check if newer. Okay. Oh. Interesting. Oh, wow. He could be. He could be like, wow, someone's hitting my RSS feed all the time. Why is that? Could be injecting crazy stuff into the feed. It's possible. This is good. This is good. This is good. And then this is where things happen. Okay, so what happens here? So the in-stream, we have one. This is the time that he just did. The last entry date was some time ago. Okay, cool. In stream, we have one. Good. Get some. Oh, JSON is empty. Ah, it's in stream. Okay, so we have a bug in our logic here, which is that this in stream that we took in, there is something there, but it's hasn't been written to yet. Okay. So here we need to say if string is null or white space, time JSON, we should set save timestamp true, else this. Outstream timestamp. Else this. And then it's the last entry. The previous timestamp will be. What's gonna happen if save timestamp? There we go. Cool. Nice. Okay, cool. Let's try this again. I think that I just wrote bad logic here that didn't check against that there. Well, if there's a file, it should have something written to it. Maybe some other. I guess maybe when it. I don't know. I feel as though this should. If I call it twice, it should have something though. Alright, let's see here. Running yet? Cool. So we can remove all these breakpoints. Boop, 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 boop. Right, parsing the blog. Let's step through. So app over, F10. Alright, so last entry. We nope. On here. Come on, Visual Studio. I think I hit it twice. Nothing. Timestamp. Hello. What did I do? What did I do? Oh. Come on, James. That should work. A previous timestamp. Come on. This should work. Rough. Fix the backend code. It's very complex backend code for no reason. I don't know why I made it so complex. Boop. Alright, cool. So, get our timestamp. Got our timestamp. And then timestamp. Save timestamp. Well, I could probably even do it based off of did it just catch an exception? Or did it input string was not the correct format. What does that even mean? Come on. And that, so it comes down in here. Oop. Date time offset. What does that mean? Input string was not the correct format. Text string builder. String format gives, no, that's probably not correct. Unable to get feeds. So if I go in here, I'm writing this thing to disk. So this thing obviously, oh, what did I do? That's what I did. That should be, I think that I totally put in an optimization and I put it in the wrong place. That's tricky. So I put it, wow, that's crazy. You can write and put it in the wrong place. Wow. Okay, so, and now I think that makes sense. So that's crazy. And I think I found a bug. I think I fixed a bug. Like I introduced a bug, but then I fixed a different bug while fixing the bug, which is kind of silly if this is correct. We'll find out. Boop. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. And we did it. And we did it.
Nothing is impossible.
All right, cool. So now if we did get blog feed, boom, there's our blog feed. Perfect. Okay, cool. Now let us test one more thing in the app. Now that we fixed our back end, set that here. Let us go into our Team Explorer and make sure that we commit that code first. We're doing a separate PR, Dave, and we'll say fix save logic for blog timestamp. Boom. Okay. Now, in our app, what we want to do is I want to debug it and understand why the names aren't coming up. I should probably maybe go to font option because this font has been wacky for some reason. Devices. Now, this page looks really good. This time is not correct, obviously. But I don't know what it's doing. Let's see. So we are data binding that to what? Date. A podcast episode. Date. Ah, it's just the date. But how come I don't have a fancier way of doing it? Like a display date. I think I have that down here. Display publish date. That's what it is. Oop. Cool, Dan. Thanks for coming in. Have a good day. Have a good weekend. Thanks for hanging out for a bit. JSON, ignore this. We got this. Date. Guess I don't have. You have humanize right now. Where's Twitter humanize? Do I even do this anymore? Go to find all references. I don't use this anymore. Yet I have this because I think we've moved all of this up. Where is our... to Twitter humanize. Where's that at? Utils. Helpers util. That's right here. And we can use that same exact thing. But here, probably we want to do Twitter date time. Let's try that. Let's try this out. Let's try this out. Let's try to make these dates fancier. That's for the podcasts. Check that again. Why? We can see why now. Oh, I didn't update the data binding. View output. Something with the size of it. Perhaps. Glad treats that as a request. It's like it doesn't know. Alright, interesting. That is fascinating. take it out for now to ask him about it. Let's go into our podcast details again. Podcast episode. Actually, no, it's an offset, so let's try that. Ooh. Try that out. Let's try that. See if that works. Let us see if that works. Then I'm really curious if. See if our backend. It's odd that the backend didn't run again. Get blog feed. Last update. Podcasts. Blog update. Well, strange. There we go. I don't think that so the times are of interest because I don't know if that's correct or not. These podcasts come in at midnight probably. You probably don't need the time either. This is on June 20th. That's interesting. I wonder what time. We can test it by going to. Right, so it is June 20th. I'm curious. All right, so let's try this. Time helpers. Episode podcast. Got it. Okay, so podcast episode humanize. Podcast episode. That. I think that should do it then, probably. When you're saying backend, what are you referring to? Oh yeah. So my backend is a bunch of Azure functions that we have. So this application, how it's structured, I should probably have an architecture diagram. Maybe next week we'll create something like that. But what it is the app communicates to a series of Azure function backends, and it stores files into blob storage. So here's a quick example of it. So let's say I want to get the the Twitter feed. So there's a bunch of functions that are happening in the back end. So here, for instance, we have get tweets and then update tweets. So the update happens this one's every 15 minutes. It just looks for new tweets and then it outputs it into a blob storage file. So I have like storage explorer. And then the get, when the mobile app calls the backend, it just reads that blob file and outputs it as JSON. So that way, like all throughout the day, this application, the functions are just running on random intervals to update the blog feed, to update the podcast, to update just about everything. And then we can actually look here. So here, for instance, that's cool. It's connected to my Azure account. So here's like my blob containers. And here's Hanselman. So then up in Azure, there's just a bunch of different files that are here that are read. So like all the different podcasts, the Twitter feed, his blog, which is having issues right now. So yeah, and then that way the mobile app caches it too. So the mobile app doesn't even need to do much. So it just kind of sits there and updates every once in a while. So yeah, it's a very very easy, quick and dirty kind of way of doing it. I don't know why this image is not loading here anymore, because I definitely I thought I commented it out. Huh. June 20th, June 13th. Perfect. Nice. Blog post coming about this design. Yeah, I actually am gonna do one. I'm gonna do one on it for sure. Like using Azure Functions and blob storage for REST APIs, basically. I like this little fade in, fade out. That's cool. That's cool. All right. Now and then what's cool is that like check this out. DevOps.azure.com. So inside of here we have the pipeline for it, and we added in this backend here. So this actually built against the PR, and should not have created a release. Cool. But I can create a release. Let's do that. Let's do released. Boop. Then we'll do functions. Boop. So then what's cool is that this release pipeline, it'll take everything that was built, and it's just one job. It just literally deploys an Azure function to the back end. It's like, and then our functions are live. And then it also builds the mobile app, does a bunch of other stuff. But then we should be able to, in a world, rerun the get blog update. This should deploy. Yeah, I'm kind of into it because obviously I don't own the backend, so like there's a few things. There's like Hanselman. I'll take a screenshot of this. Yeah, that's so cool. Little visor action. Boop. So great. Yeah, so since Hanselman, like, it's his backend, right? It's his website. It's just RSS feeds. There's no real database. I mean, there is a database somewhere, obviously, but I don't have access to it, so I can't really serve up an API off of that. So I just created this quick and easy way of doing it. I like it. We talked about it on which episode? We talked about it here. But it was at the same time as Dub, so probably no one saw it. But this is where we talked about it on Merge Conflict. Alright, so that deployed, which means here we can probably refresh these. Log update. I probably already ran. Nope. Get plug update. Get plug feed update. I didn't give it the best names, so I probably want to update those, but I should be able to run this. Go, and then... There we go. Yes. Now we have all the sweet, sweet blogs. Boom. Read. Perfect. I do not know what's up with all these. Need to put in a different font, I think. I don't know why that happened. All right, let me see here one more thing before we check this in.
Way up, I feel blessed.
Recursive function. Thank you for the follow. I love to hate recursive functions. Welcome. So strange that this thing stopped working. Not a glide X thing. Let me clean and rebuild this puppy. Like, that's weird if so. Now our backend works, and I'm happy. It's supposed to be a share button. I don't know what's up. But yes, that looks good. This looks pretty cool. This stuff doesn't do anything yet, but it could. Probably want to do a sweet gradient there. Sweet gradients. Sweet gradient, bro. I don't even know if this should be to white. Got a lot of cool photos of people. Got good. God, I need a cool photo. People have cool photos. Very professional. All right, let's see if this deployed then. So we've done our sweet animations. We've done our subscribe button pill up here. Right. Blog works, tweet works. We're also going to do something here which like displays if there's a new blog or something. Then we're going to do videos. That's the last thing on our list. Ugh. Not super looking forward to it, but oh, they're there. Wait. Whoa, that's weird. Everyone seeing that? I think that might be a xamarin.Forms bug issue thingy. Whoa. Am I wrong? Am I crazy? Am I crazy here? What? What's happening? Must not be it. Maybe it is a glide thing. It might be a glide thing. Maybe not a glide thing. What is going on here? Very. Debug it again. Let's see. As soon as this finishes, let's see if what's the Has anyone downloaded the new? Well, what's strange is like on occasion, like the image is gone and then it's back. I'm also noticing that if you scroll and then come back, it's actually at the top again, which is weird. I wonder if that's a shell thing. I feel like that's not correct. It's not really keeping my place in time. It's keeping my items in memory, but it's not really keeping my... A lot of strange things. I might need to report a few bugs. Oh, that, yeah. Actually, I have a blog post on it. Font size. Oh, does it? Font size. I need to do this. Dimensions. Oh, that's what makes it bigger. I can do... It's because it's like a skinny device. Put a view on create log to see if it's recreating a view. Yeah, I could. I don't know if it's is resources values. All right, let's see. Well, we can just do a breakpoint, right? It's like literally on the, definitely on the log. Okay, so here. So when I go to, so this must be some other regression that happened with the images, because they did work. Oh, this is blog collection. Whoops. Yeah, every once in a while. So on appearing. So for here, on tweets, back, on appearing gets called, which is correct. That's it. Like here's the Piper. Just so it's definitely not recreating the view because we hit a breakpoint here, which is good. It's just it's resetting it to the top for some reason. Seems odd. Something with these images are happening, going wrong too. I wonder if there's some like weird caching strategy that it's doing. Okay, so this is good to know. So now we know that it's not anything to do with GlideX, so we can re-enable that. Good. And we didn't have any issues last week, so we were on that version 677 5677. Let's go back. Hey Dragon, thanks for stopping by. Super appreciate it. Have a good one. Have a good weekend. Let's also do our dimens. I'm switching context way too fast. So we're gonna try to fix Scarlet's issue, which is this. So we have active size and non-active size. It's because the podcast, like, that should totally work okay, but I'm not sure why it doesn't. Or here, if so, I can report a very strange bug to the team. Ah, do I gotta... Ah. Okay. Whoa, that disk is almost full. That is not good. That is not good. That's interesting. So we want to go back in time from this. What about recreate of list view or items collection? Maybe. I don't know if this was an issue before though. It's like I think I would have noticed it. I believe at least that I would have noticed it. So I'm just gonna see if there's something with. Oop. All right, let's see. When in doubt, change it back. That's all I needed to do, right? Let's see, clean. Well, it's, I don't know, it could be recreating the list, the data source, but I don't know. I feel like that would be extremely odd if that was the case. Oh. I'm not sure necessarily how to I can definitely report that one. I can do it before and after. Do the rebuild here. I also wanted to check this pull request while that's building. What did he do? I think he figured out how to make it better. Building, building, building. Yeah, it's also maybe that's also the cause of the issue of. So double check. Ooh, that's cool. A lot of Hanselman's faces on here. Did not have podcast artwork. I should update my backend to return the correct artwork if it's not his actual. That's good. Probably good to do. That'll be another thing to do. So add an issue for that. We'll say issue, return the correct artwork. Return correct artwork. It doesn't exist instead of Scott's face. Oop. What else did we? That's good. Oh, interesting. I should probably make that font smaller, I guess. The subscribe button is pretty big. touch it. I think it's gonna have the same issue. It'd be cool to also have it so these gradients are like matching the podcast. Be nice. But let's see if it was that version of xamarin.Forms. Hard to say. Deploy. Got this. There we go. All right, let's see if these images, and then this would be a very good bug report to submit to the team. No, still not there. I feel as if we would have saw that if that was an issue before. I don't understand how and what made it go away. Very puzzled. Maybe it's a Samsung device thing. Also, now our podcasts are there. So let me try one thing, because I'm like, am I going crazy? They're there and not here. Like, why is it not there? Thing I can think of. Let me deploy it to Python. Try this out, because like, is it not doing it on the Samsung device? Doing it on the Samsung device, but not the other devices? Puzzled.
I'm way up, I feel blessed.
McWordy, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. We're trying to figure out why some images aren't loading for some reason. If I go into my that view, I feel as though it's really not a crazy image. Aspect fill, margins. I wonder if I need to give it like a height request or something. Like, hey, make it this tall. I probably should make it a, instead of a stack layout, we should, why is it in a scroll view? That's also very strange. How come I did everything strange in this in this user interface? I don't understand what I did. Oh yeah. Okay, load. Come on, emulator. No, okay, it's also oddly broken there too. I'm not crazy. I am crazy. Huh. Right, so let me see here then. One thing I can think of is, let's do... if it's it's in a scroll view because you can rotate. I hate that I make it rotatable. If I look at the podcast directory page, like what is that image inside of here? See, it's like it doesn't have any dimensions, so it's like it's having a hard time calculating itself. I wonder if it's maybe the image render. Is the image render? It's a fast render. Oh. I mean, this is pretty easy to. It's like it doesn't know about the height of it. I need to clean out this computer, I guess. All right. Nope, that didn't work. Oh. Okay, so maybe if I do just a height request, I guess. Is XAML necessary to learn? I come from VB. No, you can, yeah, so minimal height. Okay, maybe that's what it is. Okay, so if we go back and forth. Oh, now that I figured this out, whatever this is like, fine then. So good question. B4K sec. Is XAML necessary to learn? No, not necessarily. If you come from a VB background, you can definitely share a bunch of your VB skills and knowledge with C# and .NET. For the UI, you can create everything in the code behind too. So here's a good video to watch. Yesterday or the day before, David did a video with Ryan Davis, and it's about 2 hours long, but you can kind of fast forward through it, where he walks through how he builds using C#. So you have to you can create the views in VB too, technically, without XAML. So let's see, xamarin.forms VB.net. Also this, you can just do it. And then you can create the entire views without it. Let me give you that too. There you go. There you go. So you can just do it in code behind. Way different syntax. Yeah, you don't have to do XAML if you don't want to. There's Scott. Big Scott.
I'm way up, I feel
Thanks for the follow, though. We should totally do a VB episode. I mean, I know very little about VB, but we should probably do one, just in general. Why is there a huge gap? I don't know why. Let's do. So, but I do like XAML a lot, and I think that it's pretty easy to come over. It's just XML, really, base markup at the end of the day. But yeah, I think it's pretty sweet. Let's also go into our views. I'm gonna do one more thing. which is art. This art is having a hard time loading. What we want to do... Come on. What is going on, Visual Studio? Yeah, oh, and by the way, so like in that article, like that's going to show you how to do it in VB, but you can also do, like you can do it in F sharp, C sharp. There's all sorts of stuff inside of here that you can kind of learn about. But you can also just do C sharp, the code behind, you can do all of this too, so pretty good. So it's like you don't have to force yourself to do VB if you don't want to do VB, but if you want to do VB, you can do VB. Visual Studio has locked up on me for some reason. I don't know why. Oh, there we go. Don't have any here to preview, but okay. See. That's interesting. Yeah, it's like images are having a hard time figuring out their height and width if you don't set them. So that's, I guess in a grid it knows how to do it based on the size. Should also set the best age. Visual C++. Not a C++ person, to be honest with you. Definitely more of a C sharp, .NET type of person. So if you're in that world and already a VB before, then I think it'll be right up your alley, to be honest with you. In my honest opinion. Cool. Things are working now. Perfect. I'm so happy. This is looking so good. Oh no, yeah, here's the other question. I go here. Yep, definitely does go back up to the top. Alright, cool. Yeah, I mean, I used to do C++ when I did video game development, so like, cause you kind of have to, you know. But I just accidentally closed the solution. But yeah, I mean, C and C++ is super important, especially for like super like, you know, intensive, super crazy, high performant ridiculousness that you may need, but I just can't do that world anymore. Though I did find a bunch of old C programs sitting around on my like random Google Drives from back in the day, from college days. That was very much fun to dive through. So I had a bunch of I didn't have VB code in there, but I had a bunch of C, logic, some really early WinForms code, lots of WinForms code, which was fun. I need to upload it. I have it somewhere on my GitHub. I'll have to go through it some here. Yeah, not for business apps. Well, I mean, it depends. There's some, well, I mean, often there's a lot of old C code that like is mission critical for like number crunching applications, like in oil and gas and finance and whatnot, but often not crazy super necessary for a lot of things. I also want to add a gradient view here, so let's do that. I feel like that gradient view is just like takes it up a notch. Podcast details, podcast episode page. all I got to do is just boop, put it in there. Oh, oop, yeah, not in there. Well, where do I have it? I have it in... I tap on one. I have this entire thing is in here. So let's look at this thing. The Bacchus asks, was wondering if Microsoft plans to update UI, so we don't have to use A bundles like Telerik or Grail. Well, I will say that they're constantly adding new controls to xamarin.Forms. Take a look at the roadmap. Depends what you're gonna want. There's always gonna be third-party controls that you want. You know what I mean? Always. Like, we're not gonna be able to offer every single thing into the toolbox because they're not mission critical. But that's why there are great, obviously, third-party controls, open source controls, all sorts of stuff that's out there. But yeah, you can take a look at the stuff here, and also you can contribute too. It's cool. But yeah, 4.1's in there. That's adding checkbox, and then there's collection view, carousel view, media players, radio buttons, camera views. There's all sorts of floating action buttons. So there's tons of stuff coming in here, to be honest with you. Like, it's a pretty exciting year. So it kind of depends what you're looking for, Bacchus, but there's a lot of stuff in here, so pretty cool. Where did I put this? So for some reason, all right, so I have, all right, there we go. So this, let's remove this. And then we have another, why do we have another stack layout? Not positive why, but sure. Boom, cool. All right, so with that in place, ooh, yeah, that's interesting. How did that work? Yeah, why does this have, why are there two of these? Okay, I don't know why I did that. Why did we put two of the... One, and then... Xamarin was pretty verbose here. Hard time visual. So many lines of code. So that should be a grid.0, pancake view, and then there's a stack layout inside of it, and it has, yeah, it's like, I don't really know why I put that up there. Let's see what that looks like. Let's see what it looks like. Yeah, there's all sorts of, I just did an episode on, the Aurora toolkit. There's a cool free version of that too. From Skatebot. Aurora control. It's all Skia sharp based. But I was going through the highlights. There's all sorts of great gradients and donut charts and floating entries and gradient steppers and all sorts of crazy stuff. Look at all this stuff. Cropping images, Cupertinos, and all sorts of stuff. What if the label is longer? Does it mess up padding? On this one, it just wraps the inside of the tribe. This one here. Yeah, I kind of made this really long so it would wrap. So this actually wraps around. It's actually that entirety of it right there is being wrapped automatically. So the labels auto wrap magically. Yeah, it's cool. It's nice. Yeah, it looks nice. There's all sorts of great stuff. I use that. I use Syncfusion too. I like Syncfusion a lot. They have a great community license. Been using Syncfusion for how long? Forever? My entire life?
I'm way up, I feel blessed.
Escobar Tisvra. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Super rad. Yeah, they have all sorts of crazy buttons. I really want these chips. I know I could just make them myself. I want them to look at those chips. I really like these a lot. So good. Let's close. Right. Oop. So hopefully I can get like a nice podcast host names. That's interesting. I don't know why it's that. I need to look into what it's actually returning there. Podcast host names. Is that what I put? Attack. Range. Maybe podcast names doesn't exist. Title. Podcast episode. Let's look at a podcast episode. Shared. Yeah, it does not exist. That's why. Oh, podcast name. So, this is of interest because I need to have the podcast name. This is on an episode. The data binded to an episode, huh? Yeah, what would it be? Podcast. Oh, so I probably want this to be not into white, but to this background color, which I'm not sure why this isn't that background color. Pretty sure I set the background color for all of the views. Something crashed. That's good. Podcast directory. Yeah, this is the color. Window background color. Episode page. tap on one of these. This looks... Yeah, this should have this as well. Going strong, Jim. Going strong. Podcast directory page. Podcast details page. Oops. I'm kind of curious. I think that this window background color I might actually have to set on the list view as well. I think. Unless it's maybe it is transparent. Yeah, because it's... Okay. Okay. So then I can do this, which is... Alright, cool. Oh, I also changed the font on the podcast. Did I change the fonts? I thought I set it to medium. That's cool. Oh, you know what else I can do? Oh, snap. I can just do this. I should really make this a... Let's try that again. We'll wrap this up and then I think we're good. Now that I fixed some bugs, got the blog working, redeploying. So, up on that. Whoa, that's a huge gradient. That is not correct. I don't know what I just did. Oh, I know what I just did. Whoops, whoops. This would be, I need to rename all these things. Whoopsie, whoopsie. Get rid of this. All this. There we go. Oop. That there. Let's try that out. Hunter asks, did you try applying for government agencies? I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's a question. Podcasts. Ah, there we go. Okay, cool. And then, ooh, you know what'd be really good is that if that went to transparent, that'd be cool. If I, instead of doing gradient end, I just did transparent. Yeah, so it's like, why fade to that color? Just fade to transparent there, and then it's actually like going to be like underneath it. That'd be cool. And that's cool. That looks really good. I like that. Love it, love it, love it. Maybe not. Be like very transparent. Too transparent. I guess you could do like, what is that window color? Let's look here. Window color. We do like 80. Do like transparent window color. Try that out. kind of want it to be there, but not fully there, I guess. Let's see. So tweets are good, podcasts are good, this is good. That's cool. There you go, and then you banned. So good move. So that's better, but not great. What if I did like... I never know how these colors work actually. Too much. Like it's not really an opacity, it's like... Like this number doesn't actually mean transparency, I'm pretty sure. It kind of does, but then it kind of doesn't at the same time. So... I don't love it because it kind of like still has that border in general. These ones actually return the correct photo. I will leave it for now. This looks good though. Funny, it goes right back to the top. I need to ask about that. So let's see. For a video. Nice. All right, let's go ahead and open that thing. Desktop. That. I've actually logged in. I am. Say this works. Doop, boop, boop. Do you have a go-to for fonts and a general look to your apps, or do you change it by each one? Yeah, I usually stick to just whatever's built in to the platform. New Bruner, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. I don't usually just use whatever's in the platform, just in general, unless there's a design. Unless there's like a design from like an artist or something like that they give to me. And they're like, oh, you need to do this. So yeah, in general, I don't do anything special. But like usually a lot of people like to use like Font Awesome or other like icon packs, but that's kind of if you want something specific. But these are just using out of the box stuff. But yeah, Google Fonts has a lot of Google fonts that you could use. So if like your designer's like, I want this, you know, then you would want to use that. Okay, Fantasia, I already know how to use. Do I freelance? I do not freelance, no. I do work for myself on the side, but I don't freelance, no. Why for some reason? Let me see if I re-export this. For some reason. No, my full-time job is at Microsoft. Let's see. I'm kind of the designer in this case. Yeah, I mean, the other thing to do is... Oh, that's a good question. Yeah. So, good question. Let's see if this thing works. I got to re-encode it. Probably, maybe. Also gonna export it to GIF, I guess. So the basket's at, yeah. So well, first president, like if that's the case, like you can just see like what fonts you want to use. I don't know. It's hard to say like if there's just good fonts out there that you want to try to use. But I haven't really ever used custom fonts until recently, a project that I'm working on. This is using the material design icons, but that's about it. The best is like, why am I building this app? That's a great question. So this app is sort of a long time app that I built and have been updating over the years, and I finally just want to make it look really pretty. So back in May 2014, 5 years ago, I wrote this app for fun, and I sent it to Scott Hanselman. We were launching Xamarin.Forms, and I said, I want to make something, and I built this app, and this is what it looked like back in the day. It was all code, actually, so you can see the original code here. There was no XAML, because we didn't even launch with XAML, I don't think, at the time. And I had it working, and I built this whole thing, and yeah, I just kind of like did it, and then I've kind of updated it over time to kind of keep up with Xamarin.Forms. It's probably like the longest lineage app that I wrote in general. And then I was just like, yeah, I'm going to update it finally at the beginning of the year. I said, I'm going to make it pretty. I want to use the latest stuff. I want to kind of just work on it, and kind of morphed it into what it is so far in general. So, and I'm making it now with like actual backend services and real, like you can now take this app. The idea, at least, is that you could take the app, plug in your own color schemes, plug in your backend services, and you have an entire app that can do tweets and blogs and podcasts and videos at some point here in the future, and make it for yourself or for your company or for literally anything in general, and it should look good and works good, and you can have it launch stuff and use the most modern stuff. So that's why I've been building it. Russia asks, Microsoft, wow, I'm that good. I don't know if I'm that good. I would say that I work. So how I got to Microsoft is I worked for Xamarin, and then we got acquired. So I kind of got acqui-hired into Microsoft. But I'm not a developer at Microsoft. I'm a program manager on our Xamarin team, overlooking our mobile dev tools. So I work to ensure that developers have a great time using our tools and building our tools, and a lot of that has to also do by using the tools myself. So like getting my hands on the code, trying it out, getting feedback, things like that, and giving that to the team. So I should probably commit this code. Let's do it. Finalize a bunch of the podcast details. Pretty lazy load items as well in podcast feed, add glide X. So yeah, that's it. And then then Jim asks how do you get so much time to stream if it's your full-time job at Microsoft? So yeah, it's a good question. So I on Friday, in general, this is sort of my 10% time, if you will, where I try to take 3 to 4 hours and spend it coding, just in general. So spend it coding, using the product, dog fooding the product. And at Microsoft, we actually, this time is set aside for like not only just the PMs, but engineers and everybody that wants to can dog food the product. So for me, it's live streaming, interactive. Like, this is part of my job, is like trying the product, using the product, building things so then I can take it back to the product team, but also to help me with samples. And we've done so much stuff over the last 7 months of building samples that I used at build, samples that have been used in the product, libraries that we've published, all sorts of different things in general. So that's always super duper fun. Let's see if this will come in here. Cool. And then, yeah, the other stuff is like just kind of advocacy in general. Like the stuff I do with John is part of our kind of advocacy part of teaching and learning and building products. So often whatever I'm building on here is what I'd be building part of my job. So that's super fun. And then, yeah, that's how I do it. So. And then all the podcasting and video game stuff, that's all my spare time. So that's like off work hours. So. Yeah. It's also another skill too, which I think is quite fun. The being able to like podcast and I don't know, do a bunch of stuff. Learning about streaming and things like that are all super fun to do. So anyways. All right.
It should also read that I crushed it from 2013 to present.
Well, thanks people that stuck with me. I know it's been a long time. It's been like 3 hours we've been streaming for. So good day. I feel super productive today. I feel like the app is really coming together. A few bugs here and there, but we got all sorts of good stuff in here. We got podcast loading, cool gradients, looks so cool. Yeah, all sorts of goodies inside of here. I love it. Yeah, man, the animation's super cool. Nice. I think that's going to do it for today. I'll be back on Tuesday. John's on holiday, but I think Sebastian is going to join me. We'll find out how that goes, and we're going to do more work on our ASP.NET website for our .NET community stand-ups, which should be fun. Backus, thank you for, welcome, and thanks for the follow. I appreciate that. If you haven't, if you kind of like checking out building mobile apps, things like that, yeah, definitely come check it out. Be back next Friday as well. It'll be a shorter stream probably. What is it? Next Friday? No, next Friday. Oh yeah. Next Friday I'm just around. I think I'm around, maybe leaving at 4. So we'll see that. But yeah, hope you enjoyed it. Enjoyed the stream. And thanks for the follows and everything like that. I think we're gonna leave it at that, and have a great weekend. Cheers.
I am just so in luck. Oh, James. James has been meaning to raid me, I hear, it's been like months.